Okay, this is Ringwalk Media in association with Red Lion Specialist Cars, Highland Whiskey Clan and MJ Catterall. Well, it's fight week here in Manchester. Delicious ORIE, this is debut time for you.
Yeah, man, it's come around very quickly. I remember the announcement, which was here actually.
It was
the presser. So I'm excited. I've worked really hard in the gym for the past 2 months. Maybe even a month or two after the Olympics, I started training again. So I'm really looking forward to just getting the ball rolling now as a professional and getting ready for chapter 2 of my boxing career.
Well, obviously we've spoken a little bit before, and I've followed your career also through the Olympics and so on through the amateurs. I'm really interested to see how you adapt into the professional game, because it is different, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so. I think I'm interested to see how I do as well. I'm backing myself. I'm fairly confident. It is different though. It's different. The past 8 years of my boxing career has been as an amateur boxer.
Yeah.
Going in there with three rounds in mind.
Yeah.
It's not. I wouldn't necessarily say it's harder or easier. It's just different. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm going up against the best of the best in the world. Number one in each country. But it's different. The gloves are smaller. The rounds are longer. You need to take your time a little bit more. I'm excited to see, and we're making the appropriate changes in the ring, in the gym. And it'll be fun to see what happens on Saturday.
One of those changes we've spoken about in the press conference there is now you've actually got to hurt your opponent.
Yeah.
Not that you didn't do that anyway, but like you've said, it's now not point scoring. It is really about getting that W, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a different kind of point scoring, if you will.
Yeah.
And it's just the nature of the beast. It's just the game that I'm involved in now, and that's what people want to watch, I guess.
Too right. And I mean, you couldn't get a better card, could you? Heavy impact, full of heavyweight thunder, mate.
For sure. Like I said in the presser, four of those heavyweights I used to look up to when I started boxing. I used to hear their names, whether it's them just finishing the Olympics or them being around, like the ABAs and that sort of that elite level amateurs.
Yeah.
I was doing 2-minute rounds, at the start. Boxing novices. So I remember hearing about these guys, and they were sort of just about turning professional when I got onto that elite level amateur boxing side. So, and now I'm here as a professional, sharing a table with them. So for me, this week is all about soaking up the experience and seeing what I'm going to get myself into the next few years. You get what I mean? So I'm here for it.
I've got a funny feeling you're going to be around for a few years, so you're going to have to get used to it, mate, aren't you?
Sure.
Now listen, a lot of support for you. A lot of people buying tickets, a lot of people coming over to see you. What's that like? For yourself, it's you've always had a good support, but now it's getting real, isn't it?
Yeah, especially competing in the UK. So as an amateur, very much a lot of my competitions are all mostly the Eastern European side, a little bit of the Asian side. So it's just a bit different, and a lot of my family members. It could be on a weekday. In some country like Bulgaria, for example, it's difficult to get there on a work day, for example. So it's a lot easier now. There's no excuse for them to drive maybe an hour or half an hour down the road in order to watch me compete. So it's a different kind of vibe. I see professional boxing now as 95% of my life is spent behind closed doors in a gym, training, working hard. And that 5% is this here and competing. Yeah. That's the celebration part. Yes, I've got to get the job done, but I've already done all the hard work. Whereas as an amateur, the competitions weren't really a celebration for me. It was just another step up to get more experience, to get that Olympic gold medal.
Yeah.
So that was my aim. Whereas now it's all about getting my family together and getting them to see what I do.
Well, listen, you mentioned on stage that you become an ambassador recently for a charity. Doing some really good work with young deprived kids. Just tell us very briefly about that and what you're going to do with them.
Yeah, so BoxWise is a foundation, is a charity that works with basically children and young adults who are come from troubled backgrounds, certain deprived areas and places where we really need the funding to get them involved in basically boxing, because boxing truly does change lives. I came through boxing, I came to boxing as an 18-year-old from a good home, and just wanted to make a career out of it. But a lot of boxers, or let's say a lot of young adults and children, don't have that, unfortunately don't have the access to that. And a boxing gym can be a difference between sometimes life and death. Knife crime is a huge epidemic in the UK, and I genuinely do believe boxing in amateur boxing clubs gets these kids off the streets and away from trouble, and a focus and a passion to do something, rather than making all that energy go to waste in doing stuff that are just completely unproductive to society.
Well, it's great that you're going to support this charity, and let's hope that a lot of kids change their lives through what you do. Listen,
For sure.
It's great to have you here. I'm really interested to see how this fight goes on Saturday night. I've got a funny feeling there's going to be some surprises along the way, and I can't wait to see where you go.
That's what makes it exciting, Of course, there's going to be surprises, I believe, especially as a heavyweight boxer.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of surprises on the way, but I'm just looking forward to taking the British boxing fans on that journey with me.
I have one last question, right? And it's a question that maybe you thought of, but maybe you haven't. You've got a good pedigree. Yeah, you're starting your journey as a heavyweight boxer. You've got everything that a promoter wants. In 2 or 3 fights' time, towards the end of this year, there's the obvious possibility that you could get yourself into a massive, massive fight somewhere in Saudi Arabia, just like that.
Potentially.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like I'll be ready. I feel like if I do fight in Saudi, in however many fights, if I step in those rings, I'll be ready. And there's a saying, heavy is the head that wears the crown. It's like I've put in a lot of work into what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So for me, yes, there's that amazing other side to it, but at the same time, there's also that hard work and sacrifice that I've put in to get there. So if I get to Saudi in a few fights, it means that I was ready for it. So yeah.
Well, listen, we can't wait to see what you do. Good luck on Saturday night, and thank you so much for your time, mate.
Thank you very much.